What kind of desserts you eating?
Me?
Yeah.
Honestly, some trail mix or like
dessert, bro. That's the shit you bring on a trip.
We're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
This isn't even my trucker's headset. It's this is
trucker headset is even bigger.
Yeah, it is.
Prime and shit.
No, I bought him that headset so that we could record while he was on the road.
Oh,
yeah, because he had to drown out all some of the truck noises and whatever lot lizards is in the back of the cabin, all that shit.
Oh man,
yeah,
kidding everybody. I'm pretty sure Chris is not do lot lizards.
No, I don't. No.
Come on, Chris. I told you, Chris is a hunter. Booty Warrior Extraordinaire LLC. That's the name of his trucking company.
It's like, but I want you.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have you.
I likes you, and I want you. You can do the easy way or the hard way.
The choice is yours. Oh man.
With that being said, welcome.
Warrior.
What's up?
Speaking of Booty Warrior, we're talking about Gladiator 2, huh?
Yeah. Well, with that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi,
and your boy Chris Brown, aka Redford.
Well, I'm the house guest that never leaves. Yeah. Marcos?
You're the dude on the couch. Brother on the couch.
Never left. Like, guys, I've been in the background of every recording. It's an Easter egg. Go back.
I know. He right here.
This guy.
Just no beard. That's
shit.
God damn. And the crazy thing is that's supposed to be Biggie.
I know.
Oh man.
He looked like Latarian. He looked like Latarian, that little boy that was like wanting to do hood rat stuff with his friends.
Hell yeah.
I think that dude is in jail.
You gotta find your big pun one from Marcos.
Oh man. Not even
him, man. I should take Marco's face and just put on one of them pop figures, and that'd be a big pun.
Man. Oh shit!
How y'all doing, man? We the three of us ain't been together in a while. Because the last time we were supposed to record, Chris's internet and all that other stuff, failed. So it was just me and Marcos. Well, what's going on with everyone? It's holiday season.
Go ahead, Chris. You're the one that was MIA last time, man.
Well, I ain't gonna go into details, but some serious shit did take place.
Yeah.
Happened last minute. Had to kind of take a minute and take a step back. So, shit happens.
Oh, I mean, that's one thing we do on this podcast. At the end of the day, we take care of each other. We take care of our mental. So whatever anybody needs in order to take care of themselves, you take that time. In Chris's case, usually that time involves him using ointment to heal some things. But
I gotta call Glenn for that one.
You know what? When we thought Makazi was gonna be nice.
I wouldn't expect nothing less.
Listen. One of the reasons why I feel this way is because this movie that we're watching, or that we watched this week, okay? And I will let Chris announce the movie that we watched because he has a particular proclivity for the part one. So, Chris, why don't you let the people know what movie we watched this week?
Hold on, before you even get going, what I tell you to say these words you can't spell? What's this proclivity? I can't even say this shit.
First of all, you're using too many big words.
You just did it. I want to know if you can spell it.
I think it was a sign of disrespect.
An insult.
Watch your mouth. Help me with the sale.
Asians are good at math, not English, okay?
You I ain't good at neither. That's why I sew. I'm one of the sweatshop Asians.
No. You are in a sweatshirt.
All right, okay.
Movie that we chose this week, Gladiator 2. I'm a huge fan of the first one because that movie is one movie that I can just watch no matter what I'm doing, from scanning TV, or the case may be. If it's on, I'll leave it there.
When you say you're a huge fan, do you like sit at home cosplaying as him? Like,
oh yeah, I got the skirt and everything.
Do you just start screaming, "Are you not entertained?"
Listen, I did it at first until Kanye put it on Jay-Z's Black Album, and then it's like it wasn't cool anymore.
Yeah,
because So
How about you, Marcos? How do you have a history with the movie Gladiator?
Um, I watched it when it came out. Ironically, it came back in the zeitgeist for me when the interlude, for the Black album or the Black Noir by Jay-Z, it was always a banger. It's like the funny thing about it is that everybody was like, "Oh, Russell Crowe, Russell Crowe." He's an A-list actor. I'm like, bro, did you not watch Virtuosity with Denzel and Russell Crowe? Look at that. I'm already linking the first two movies together.
I see.
Virtuosity, baby. Go watch it. That's a classic.
It is.
Okay, well, so here's the thing. Okay, I did not see Gladiator till about last year when Chris made me watch it for the pod. So if you're listening right now, go back, watch that episode and see what I thought of Gladiator. I have no connection to this movie whatsoever. I for some reason I have those movies that everybody's seen that I've never seen. Like, Scarface I didn't see till like a couple years ago. Still haven't seen Godfather, and then Gladiator. But I've seen or Walk to Remember about 100 times, so it works out. But
have you seen Boys in the Hood?
Yeah, of course I've seen Boys. Me and JD Vance have seen a Boys in the Hood. I don't know if you watched that interview, but did y'all see that interview on Joe Rogan?
Have you seen Goodfellas?
I don't know if it was on Joe Rogan or something, but he goes, I saw this movie. I was in the hotel last night and I saw this movie, and it really encapsulates my politics of what I'm about. It really means a lot to me. This movie called Boys in the Hood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yep.
Yeah.
You probably thought it was the news.
Oh shit.
All right, so off the bat, Gladiator 2. Did we like the movie? I'll defer to the guy who's got, is gonna have, Russell Crowe tattooed on his ass cheek at some point in his life, Chris.
He owns the jockstrap from the boxer.
Nah. Did I like the movie? I did like it.
Okay.
I do have some choice words about it, but between yes and no, I'm gonna go to yes on this one.
What was your immediate reaction when you came out the theater?
It lived up to it. It lived up to the hype. Okay. There was some parts of it that, my only biggest gripe, which I know we'll get into, is I feel like there was some parts that didn't need dialogue and some parts that had too much dialogue. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I can get that. Sorry, that was my security popping up.
So you can basically say you were entertained. That true?
I was, and I'm gonna sound so fucking black with this. With my answer.
You gonna scream in the movie theater?
No, because let's be real here. How many? Let me ask y'all a question. How many people in the world were more interested in seeing Denzel play some Roman character than?
I'll raise my hand. That was the most interesting idea I had for the whole movie. I'm curious to see how Denzel.
I thought he was gonna be like, all right.
Look, I was waiting for him to say, my nigga.
How about you, Marcos? What was your? Did you like the movie?
I loved it. It was a good movie. I saw the first one over because every time I go into a sequel, I like to make sure that I catch the references to the first one and everything. So I saw the entire first one like about 2 hours before I went to see Gladiator 2. I was home, and then we went like Saturday night this past weekend, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was really good. The sequel made sense.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like they went back and like I was there the entire time, and then they panned the camera of the original and he was just standing there like yeah. The first one, they really set up the main character as the lead for the second one. And even going back and watching it, when Russell Crowe's character Maximus, he said, you and Lucius, you guys are safe now. Like, and it goes back and explains the bond and everything in the first one, watching it again with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
You understand what's going on. Like, I hate sequels that are like happen when when there wasn't supposed to be one. Like, you guys ever seen Cranked? With Jason Statham? He
Yeah.
died
I
in the
know
first
of it. I
one.
haven't seen it.
He died in the first one. Spoiler alert. 25 years later, Makasi.
Yeah.
The second one, they were like, "Nah, he wasn't dead."
Yeah, no, I've seen them do shit like that. You know, I've seen them retroactively like bring a character back just to keep a sequel going, kind of thing.
I will say this. I'm not gonna lie. If they were to bring a character back, because I like the fact that they brought the Queen back or the Emperor's wife, whatever. The black dude that was Russell Crowe's right hand man, I felt like he should have probably played the character as the Doctor.
Why?
Just
about
for
Hanzo?
I don't know his real name, but yeah.
Yeah, you talking about give us free that guy?
I mean, just to connect the movies, because his story was he was a gladiator and he dropped the sword and became a doctor. So he would do it again, and Russell Crowe's right hand man was a gladiator. So I felt like that could have been his character.
Demon Hansu. He played the Nubian character, but
Yeah,
I thought
Jaimon Hansu wasn't
free at the end. Why would he stay in Rome if he's free? Like, they had to give us another character, or maybe the guy wanted too much money. Maybe he wanted the entire story to be about him. I don't know.
Jaimon Hansu, he's probably he played like every random side character in a Marvel movie so far. So, or maybe he shooting another Fast and Furious. Who knows? I don't know. I saw this movie at the equivalent of midnight. So when I got, because I was in Seattle when I saw it, so when I got out of the theater, it was midnight there. So it was pretty much 3 a.m. in Eastern time.
So did you fall asleep or did you watch it?
Maybe for like 3 minutes. I did doze off, but it was more because it was the time of night. But I enjoyed it, but I didn't really care for it. If that's I don't know. That's how I feel. Like, I watched it. There were some parts I was like, "Come on, really? What are they doing?"
Like, you know what?
They went a little 300 at some points, and I was like, "Come on, you don't need to do that."
The part that bugged me, and this is probably going to be the only part that people like, "Why are you obsessed with this?" Is so I've been to the Coliseum, right? Mm-hmm. So I see how it looks. I've toured it. I've seen the structure, and they try to tell us that the Roman Coliseum at that time was equipped to, number one, have running water, and then they transported sharks, and then had a place of where they stored them. Never mentioned that. Like at least give a brother a Denzel walking, and there's like a tank, and there's like sharks in there. It's just like I was like, all right. Like, I get why they did it. It was because, like, oh man, look at all the awesome shit that we could do with a budget and special effects.
No. I don't get why they did that. You could have just brought in a couple more tigers than they had in the first one.
Okay.
They had them fighting elephants.
The lions and tigers had a freaking cameo.
And bears are mine.
The tigers got priced out. The tigers were like, nah, bro, I ain't doing it for I need a raise. Like, because they showed them so people would be like, there's no lions in it. And then they showed them in the cage. Man, background character.
What you think of those fight scenes, Chris?
Well, I mean,
you, like I said, you the warrior. So.
Well, I mean,
were they sweaty enough for you?
I actually did not like the monkey scene. I felt like their first villain or the first fight, either, like you said, could have been a different animal or just something different, but not those monkey dog things. What do you call them?
Because the thing is, it didn't look like they were trying to recreate a real animal for them to fight. It looked like they tried to come up with some fantastical shit. That looked like a mix between a monkey and the villains from I Am Legend. And you try to fight them, and I'm just like, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is doing too much. You don't need to do this.
Yeah, and see, I told you, my imagination land in my mind is like really, really big. And I told you, I always felt like I could fight a gorilla. Like, when I told Soraya the story that when that little kid got put in the gorilla cage, I'd have had to go get my kid and fight the gorilla. Until I see one in real life, I was like, I don't think my imagination was telling me the truth.
Yeah, he probably looked at you like, that's like a little me. That's a little me.
Rip you apart.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, for homeboy to be fighting a monkey, whatever you want to call it in this movie, and then bite the animal. All right, come on now. I mean, I'd have bit my dog before, but that's my dog.
you, I,
I'm the Asian on the podcast. You the one biting dogs? What's wrong with you?
I mean, don't bite me. I'll bite back. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
I understand why they had to go for a weird animal like that, and the
Why?
reason being
Why?
is because they had to show that this guy was different, right? They had to show that he wasn't just a random, like he could get down and dirty, and he had a strategy. Like you couldn't put a lion in that context because nobody will believe that unarmed men will be able to beat lions. So I guess
you gonna beat some human man looking monkey that don't exist. That's what I'm saying. It just bring a kangaroo or some shit. Hey, they box.
kangaroo in Rome. I mean,
I'm just saying. There's like between that and the scene again. They filled the Coliseum with water deep enough to have sharks and boats riding around in that shit.
And the water didn't seep anywhere. They must have had the greatest cock guy like seal up the entire Coliseum to the point that it's water and airtight.
Well, see, like you, Marcus, I've been to Italy too. I've been to Colosseum and went under towards everything else. And like you said, they did used to flood it, have running water at one time, and all that other good stuff. So I think they tried to put that realness of it into the movie. But again, like I don't know how. Like I said, I don't know where the sharks came from.
Yeah, it is because I get the idea. No, I get the idea. Okay, it's part 2, so they got to make it bigger, right? What did they do in the first one? Okay, we can't have those same kind of fights. We got to go a little more spectacular. But like at some point, especially with a movie like this, like once you start losing realism, then it starts. It's got to start off like fantastical for me to just go on that journey. Like 300, like you watch it, the movie starts, they throwing babies off the cliff. All right, I'll go with whatever fucking elephant.
Cool babies thrown off the cliff.
Well, they got elephants with piercing and
monkey
going through, and like giants. So I'm like, okay, the whole thing is all nutty. This one, it comes across in the beginning more historical than it does fantasy. So then when that shit happens, you're just like, come on, these motherfuckers.
So what you're saying is that it didn't live up to your fantasies?
I didn't have no fantasy about this. Gladiator listen, I have no attachment to this movie. I don't know why everybody likes it so much.
He's snitching on himself over here.
Hold on, wait, you talking about the first Gladiator?
I don't know why everybody loves it so much.
Nah, man, nah.
It's a well-acted movie.
The Australian playing a Spaniard, and
the first movie,
Maximus. That ain't a Spanish name.
Maximus Decimus Meridius. Let's get it right, okay?
Yeah, does that sound Spanish? He was a Spaniard.
No, everything. They called him Spaniard because they thought he was a slave from another country. So, they didn't know who that was Maximus. So they just called him Spaniard because that's where the announcer announced him from.
Yeah, did you see how much I paid attention to that movie? How much I cared about it?
Look, you're crazy. You're crazy on that one. The first one, like I said, it was so good for a reason. Like Marco just said, it had a real concept to it. Saying. Plus, it came out. When did it first come out? 2001, maybe. I don't remember.
I remember back then. Yeah.
Okay, so technology isn't that around the same time Matrix was out?
Yeah.
So movies were into that transition of changing.
What was it, Marcos?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, for the time, it was.
Oh.
And I also love that they had, an unknown come in, and he's a great stage actor, and he came in and was really good in this movie. If you would have had somebody that's already famous in there, you would have been like, I can't believe insert whatever character he used to play is playing a gladiator role. Like everybody went there to watch Denzel slip up and use a modern word for no reason, but I think he played his part perfectly. I think Denzel anchored the cast. I thought it was a little bit unbelievable that they made him the last villain. Like they should have gave him, you come from the wrestling world, they should have gave him a heater. They should have had like a bodyguard that the main character should have defeated at the end instead of him fighting this 50-year-old man.
He did though. Remember when he which is one part of the movie I really didn't like, when he stabbed the dude in the throat with the wooden sword.
Yeah, but that guy is just his henchman, the guy that keeps all the gladiators in line. I was talking about like a.
But
Hold
then
on,
with that
hold on,
costume,
wait. Time out. We ain't gonna speed past that hat off scene that you just did.
I knew you was gonna point it out.
Rewind that.
Like,
Marcos out here looking like Debrat.
I'm gonna call dude from the clips.
Oh, Pusha T.
Yeah.
but like if they would have had like some assassin, you know what I mean? Like some dude that was like, yo, I'm the guy that takes care of him. But like he was whipping that dude's ass in the beginning of the movie when he had to fight him. So you know what I mean? And then it was weird.
I like the idea of Denzel being the last main villain because, like, again, this movie, for all its talk about gladiators and fighting and stuff, it's all about politics. So you would think the last guy at the end would be, a politician who's trying to squirm his way into ruling over Rome.
Mm-hmm. And if you listen to the backstory, he talks about how her dad owned him.
Yeah,
he had the brand on his chest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but that was how many moons ago?
Yes. So what? Fucking Wong Fei Hung, Bruce Lee's fucking master was whooping Mike Tyson's ass in Ip Man 3. It works.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with around this one. Like, surprisingly, like I like Denzel's character. It was cool to watch him as an A-list actor not be the main character.
I mean, I get it. He was the main character. The plot was a little bit clunky getting to his plot. His point. Yeah. Because in the beginning, he was introduced as kind of a good guy. You know what I mean? Like,
until you get that turn, you realize he's scheming behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Before we get into Denzel talk, what y'all drinking? Unlike my shirt, I'm drinking another Sam Adams Just Haze IPA, non-alcoholic. Marco, see that?
Yeah, I see it. I'm drinking Celsius.
You need caffeine? You sleepy?
And my Mio made from SodaStream.
Is that the stuff the camera with Jeeking? He's like, you'll get some cheeks after this. Oh man, I don't know if I've seen the video. He was like, "Sorry, get some cheeks after this." But he was on TV.
What video was that?
This is when all that Diddy shit was kicking off, and they had Cameron on CNN or something like that. And right when he gets on the camera, like we got Cameron here, and he was like, "Sorry about that. I'm going to get some cheeks after this." Like says it plain as day.
Yeah.
You got me? Juice? I'm taking it old school. I found this in the store, and I haven't in a long time. Dr. Pepper cream soda.
Okay, I'm not a big cream soda fan, so
I'm not a fan of cream soda.
Unless it's ice first.
No, I'm not a big dairy guy. I don't understand how people try to people are like, oh, it tastes just like a creamsicle. I was like, I never liked creamsicles. Like, what the fuck?
What kind of desserts you eating?
Me?
Yeah.
Honestly, some trail mix or like
dessert, bro. That's the shit you bring on a trip.
I'm not a dessert guy. I'm Hispanic. It wasn't like,
You don't eat no flan?
Nah, I actually don't like it. I don't like caramel.
You know what? Now that he mentions it, I don't think I've ever seen any. You said you're Dominican, right, Marcos? I don't think I see anybody from like the Latin community feast on dessert. Like they're not known for dessert. They're known for
I've been
chicharrones.
I've been dating and like my wife or known her for like 10 years. And I've never been like, oh yeah, like you know how you go to a restaurant, they're like, oh, you want to see the dessert? I'm always like, I'll have a coffee or something. Like she's the one that gets dessert. I'm like, you know what dessert I like, and that my wife makes fun of me all the time? The gas station snack. Gas station snack.
Did you hear him, Marcos?
I said it low on purpose. I ain't want to take your shot, but I had to slide this.
He said fish. Woman fish.
Hey, I don't know.
That good flounder.
I'm talking about Little Debbie and shit like that. Like that's they got me in trouble.
Oh, so you what? So you like little snack cakes, some little ho hos, some snowballs.
Like, I'm talking about like the what is it, the Star Brownie? Like shit that's like that anybody that actually like works at a bakery or knows how to make desserts is like, bro, that's all that shit is artificial. I was like, yeah, that's the shit I grew up with, bodega snacks. You know what I mean?
Like a honey bun?
Yeah.
Everybody I know, everybody likes a frosted honey bun. If you don't like a frosted honey bun, you ain't.
I don't like the frosted one.
Your family made too much money.
The original one's are the better ones, not the frosted. The regular
Fuck
glaze.
out of here. The frosted one's way better.
No.
Fuck out of here. You like them glazed ones?
Yep. The originals.
And if you live in a ghetto area that has a gas station, you have to drive like 10 miles to this gas station. There's one I just discovered this like 3 years ago. There's like honey buns that have like jelly in them, and I was like,
really?
Yeah, I was like, that's fire.
That doesn't sound good.
Now you just ruined it.
Nah, what are you talking
honey
about?
bun with jelly in it. Now you're doing too much. You just like this movie. You did too much. You don't need
There's one donut that I like. I like either glazed or I like jelly. But Krispy Kreme does a glazed with jelly, which I think is a lot better to eat than a powdered jelly because that shit gets all over you.
It reminds you of the free 5 o'clock crack giveaway. That's the powder's for. There's no way you can eat it without powder in your nose. And then you say, oh yeah, I remember those days. Am I the only one that remembers those days?
A jelly donut from Krispy Kreme. You just don't get that. Just you go to Krispy Kreme, you get the glaze. That's it. That's the only thing they worth.
Yeah, I'm about to say Krispy Kreme's only good for their glaze. Other than that, everything's Dunkin' Donuts.
All the Krispy Kreme that I get or used to get is in Royal Farms because
the
brick and mortar stores of Krispy Kreme, at least in Maryland, there's only like 2 now. They closed all of them and then 2 pop back up because I guess nostalgia.
Yeah. I mean, when that sign's on, you know them glazed donuts is going. But all right, speaking of glaze, Denzel Washington.
The glazed hair.
Oh, I'm saying, like, so his character, again, I wasn't sure because he wasn't the main character, even though, you know, he still kind of is. I wasn't sure how much he was going to be involved in the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he did do a good job of just being that guy who's wheeling and dealing behind the scenes, right? And that's always the guy who's the most, I want to say, heinous or the most dangerous in movies like this. It's not the actual warrior; it's the guy behind the scenes pulling the strings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the first one, the prince was the most dangerous one there because he was stacking the deck against Maximus.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like although Denzel did not do this, he didn't have a problem with Lucius. I think he had a problem with just Rome in general. And so the fact that when you think about it, what he did was genius. He took the most powerful wheeler and dealer there and made him indebted into him.
Yeah.
Like off a smart move. Like, you know what I mean? It's like he was waiting for Lucius to like start this plan. Notice he wasn't like he even said he's like, it's time to go to the games or something like that. It was like he wasn't doing that before. He was waiting for the right one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the biggest downfall is that he didn't back up when he found out that he was the prince. He should have relaxed it. He should have thought his plan out further.
I mean, but I think that's what created more of the hype of the movie because I expect him to shoot the wife or shoot the mother rather. Like that caught me off guard. I was like, holy shit.
That was dope.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was. Yeah. I was like,
it was dope. And I know why he did it because there was going to be nobody left to prove his claim.
Yeah.
But he completely forgot about the army guy and the connection, which at the end, because I was like, why are you going to put Pedro Pascal in this movie and then 86 him like 3/4 in? Or like,
I like that though. I like the idea. I like when you get a guy who's got that kind of name value and then, you know, they go out like that. Kind of like Joseph Quinn. He's the other prince or one of them crazy motherfuckers, and then he ends up getting fucking his head chopped off
by his brother and Denzel.
Yeah.
But I love that they were playing like from the minute they got on screen, you could tell the one that has the monkey was like insane.
Yeah.
Or he was thick, like his eyes, everything. It was like something's wrong with them.
What does that to people? What does that to people that makes people like that bloodthirsty and nutty when they get into a position of power?
No sunlight. You seen their skin? No sunlight.
I don't know. That ain't realistic. He in Rome, which is Italy.
Well, say, why you think most serial killers ain't black?
I don't know, bro.
Because we get sun.
Nah, because y'all get caught after the first one. Y'all ain't got time to be a serial killer.
Oh shit!
Gotta get shot before on the way to court.
Yeah, back to anything, any crazy. The craziest thing that fucking a colored person has done in America is the DC sniper.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to, hide behind cars and shoot out of cars. They couldn't just go out.
You know what? I knew one of the victims. I worked with him here in Maryland. The one that testified, the young kid. I'm not gonna say his name. If you guys Google it, you'll find it out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He still lives in Maryland. He's a good dude, and
Yeah,
probably trying to put all that shit behind him. I remember at work when people are like, when they recognize him, like I always knew, and then he's like, yeah, and then they're like, oh, but it's like, bro, you don't want. It's like you want this man to relive the worst trauma he's ever had in his life. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Relax. But to answer your question, the guy had syphilis. He had venereal disease. And they had no cure back then. That's why he was going insane.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, okay, I get that. I get that. I ain't never had that. Chris, you have. Well, what do you think?
No, not syphilis. I had gonorrhea.
Yeah,
Can't even pronounce it. One of them
One of them Rias. One of them Rhea I had yet was Rhea Ripley.
So what?
Mark, you should know by now. I'm not gonna keep a straight face to this shit. I'm gonna say a bunch of wild shit.
So the older brother, I think the older brother was just he loved that people feared him, and that's where he did wrong, and that's where Denzel played into his card completely, because the fact that he killed the general, he knew.
Yeah.
He knew what was happening. Like, I think Denzel, in another light, he would have benefited more from letting them pull the coup.
Yeah.
No, but no, he just wanted everybody to die.
Well, I think with Denzel, I think he just had a vendetta against Rome. So once he figured out that Lucius was was who he is and stuff, he didn't shy away from his plan, because he was just like he was trying to take down everyone, not just he was trying to like take it to a point where he could rule over everyone and take them down from the inside or some shit like that. Like he wasn't just trying to get anyone specific down. It was just like, just watching himself rise to power.
Yeah, and I knew the mom had to go, because he, that's the last memory of the guy that owned you. You know what I mean? Like, the little kid didn't grow up there. Like, if the little kid was, if Lucius was one of the princes, yeah, he would have got him murked too, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
She lived and saw that this man was a slave.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And didn't recognize her, which even probably didn't recognize him, which probably pissed him off even more. Like, his justification was good, but it was murky. I'm glad that the way that the movie ending, spoiler alert, that one-on-one fight made more sense than half their own troops killing themselves, and then all of a sudden, another country will be like, "Oh, you guys are weak? All right."
Chris, what'd you think of that last fight?
Oh, well, before I get to that, I got to put in my favorite Denzel scene in the movie. If you know me, what do you think it was?
It might have been. I might have dozed off. So who knows?
Nah.
When he brought out the head?
Nah, not that. When he's in there, I guess talking to his counsel, or whatever, and the lady walks in with the drinks, and he stands behind her, and looks up and down, like he wants to do something. I was like, okay, but
lot lizards. I told you, man. Whenever them lot lizards go by his truck, Chris be like, okay. Look at them toes.
All right. Okay.
Look at them guns.
I love them.
But no, the last fight, I liked it and I didn't like it, because I felt like it should have been a little more epic. But I also liked it because the last couple movies Denzel did was like Equalizer and stuff like that. let's be real here. Like him and Liam Neeson are always doing these characters where they're like that badass dude. And come on, they get up to an age. You can't do half the shit that you used to do when you were younger. Let's just be real about it. So I like the fight scene because he wasn't over the top. Like he actually looked like this is what he could do at this age and at this stage of his life.
Yeah,
he was doing some. But like I said, I feel like it should have been a little bit more epic. You know what I'm saying?
well,
I think.
I agree with Marcos in the sense that I liked the fact that it was a one-on-one fight versus like two armies clashing. Because like at the end of the day, this wasn't about. This is about one man's vendetta. You know, so it's like,
and then it's like they're all like, you know what I mean? Like anybody in the army, it wasn't personal. It's all civic duty. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, you know, if you're the guy that's in power, we're gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't like, oh, you know, we're scheming with you. It was like, no, we're like whoever's the man.
Yeah, this is our job. He signs our checks. You know, gives me 2 goats. I'm gonna go kill him.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I liked it, but I disliked that Denzel did not cheat. But I think it might have been just the way the character was written for him.
Yeah,
like we could have easily seen him, like, you know, but I knew it wasn't gonna happen because they usually like show like that type of a person's character before. Like, remember in the first one, Joaquin Phoenix, he stabbed Maximus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was going to go win an advantage, but Denzel, this guy, Denzel,
I don't really. Yeah, hey, that happened.
But he had to do it because he knew he couldn't beat him. Just saying.
Yeah.
But it's like the fact that Denzel, as smart as he was, his character, that he thought he could hang with a guy that's half his age, even though he was a gladiator, a guy that wasn't hurt, because no way he obtained any injuries. Like, let's say if he would have gotten stabbed or like in battle or cut, then yeah, it would have been a completely. But it's like this guy was fresh still. You know what I mean? Yeah, he fought, but he was like, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't fighting no one-on-one battle. He was just fighting random soldiers, and it wasn't one. It was all swords. So by the time he caught up to him, like, or maybe if you give Denzel like a special power or something that he showed his skills, like oh shit, he's wielding 2 swords or something like that, or something crazy. But
I think if he did that, it would have been just like the Sharks. Like, oh, we got to make it bigger. Like, no, like keep it simple. It goes along with the story. It's exactly. Remember, they were on horses at first, so maybe he thought he could have an advantage on the horse until he got tackled off. And then, first of all, when whoever that stunt man is, when he tackled Denzel off the fucking horse and he came down, that man's neck is,
Look, I was more surprised at the horse. Like, maybe I'm tripping, but why his horse looks so much bigger than the rest of the horses? Like, that horse looks fucking massive.
Oh, maybe Clydesdale was one of them Budweiser horses.
I don't know.
he was also the guy in power.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is that the younger emperor, he didn't understand that he was dead.
Yeah.
Like, from the moment he appointed Denzel, like, the other brother had common sense, but the crazy one just didn't understand. The other brother was like, holy shit, the crowd is turning on me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other brother was just like, oh, like did not understand what was going on.
Let me make this monkey my right hand man.
Yeah.
First of all, when I came out the theater, I told the wife, I was like, so is the monkey the emperor now? Because
yeah, that's how Planet of the Apes starts.
Was higher than Denzel. I was like, why did Denzel take power? Like, at least stab the monkey. You know what I mean? When he killed the brother that was left, kill the monkey too. Like technically, you're the third man down the podium. Like, you know what I mean? Like use efficiency.
Speaking of the monkey, I want to see it. There better be a gag reel for this movie, because when the monkey's jumping all over Denzel, he looks like he don't be bothered. Like, get this motherfucker off me, but he's still active.
we can get this monkey off of me.
For real.
Did you guys think Denzel's accent dropped off a couple times?
I think he did a better job. That if you play the audio over his other movie, you can tell he's playing a character.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Like he didn't hit us with a Denzel-ism. You know what I mean? He's still kind of like it was his voice, of course.
Yeah.
but he sounded like he was actually playing the character. He's a great actor, but
Yeah.
the action movies that he does or the thrillers that he does lately, where he plays a badass, he basically just falls into himself. You know what I mean? He starts acting like himself. You know what I mean? Everybody knows the Denzel strut.
Yeah.
The whole when he's like, so you telling me when he starts talking fast and low, when
I really was hoping you was gonna do a Denzel.
I can't. But there's a guy on Instagram with dreadlocks, bigger guy.
Yeah.
Comedian. He got him down pat.
Dreadlocks. I know Ari Spears got a good one.
No, this kid, he's a young kid. He's better than him.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're saying. Like when they announced that he was in this movie,
yeah,
he started doing fake dialogue for it. It was funny. It's like,
Chris, what do you think about Denzel's actual portrayal of the character?
I liked it. I liked it because it surprised me. Because Marco just said, I was expecting Denzel to be Denzel. You know what I'm saying? So for him to play almost like I said, him being an A-list actor, but showing he was beneath everybody. Like when he walks in and he kisses dude's hands and he kisses on the cheek, and when he's bowing to the emperor, like that's not a typical Denzel move.
Yeah,
he ain't bowing to nobody. King Kong ain't got shit on me. Remember? You know what I'm saying? So it was weird but cool to see him not be the man in charge, but then still at the end try to be the man in charge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But when I was watching it, like, I think he did great. But then there were certain times where he would talk, and it felt like he was talking in like that classical, like how everybody talks, that classical like theater kind of Shakespearean whatever kind of way, like tone and cadence. And then certain times he would say things where I'm like, it sounds too casual for them, or too modern in the way he said it. Where I was like, so it wasn't that his accent I think was dropping off. It just like he would talk. It's almost like somebody doing Shakespeare, and then ending with like, you know what I mean, kind of thing. It's like,
well, you expected, because here's the thing: a lot of people forget that Denzel, when he's not passionate about a movie role, he still kills it because he's Denzel. But you can see the cracks here and there. Like if you go back and watch the movie that's based on a play, I forgot.
Fences?
Huh?
Fences?
Yeah. He acted his ass off in that.
Yeah, Chris loves that movie. He loves watching Viola Davis crazy cry.
And that was that was a movie. You see, look, I was about to get you.
Yep.
That was a movie that he did on the stage. He's done that play multiple times.
Yeah.
He that was his passion.
Yeah. I don't know. It was one of those, a couple of those moments where I was listening and I was listening too intently or something like that. But I was like, he would say something and it would just be a little too casual sounding. It didn't feel as formal as like everyone else was talking.
Can we change gears for a minute?
Yeah, go for it.
How y'all feel about Pedro Pascal? Because I honestly expected more from him.
He's been the MVP in the last 3 years.
No, I'm not saying that he did terrible like that, but I expected more from him out of the movie.
Well, that's the thing. I like the idea. I didn't know what his part was going to be. I like the idea that like he was kind of a supporting role. He wasn't the main character. He was just somebody there who, you put him in that character, it adds weight to the character. Like, okay, he's someone important. So for him to have to, go out and get knocked off, it's like, okay, I guess you have more of an attachment to the character dying.
See, and I think that's part of the problem I had with the movie also is because when he claims that he's in the ring and he's telling Lucius, I knew your father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I love your mother. That I felt like that should have been more heartfelt because now you have to fight, AKA your son, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Because you was loyal to his dad, you married his mom, and now you have to fight him because of what's going on. I felt like that should have been some more emotion there somewhere. I don't think that scene drew me in the way it should have.
He told you what type of person he was. He was a soldier. Even when they were victorious in the beginning, he kind of was like, "All right, I'm done." It wasn't like victory. It was kind of like he was remorseful about what he was doing. He just wanted to be home, and he kind of knew that the situation that he was placed in, he was gonna die regardless.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like hey, like he looked at him and his eyes said everything. It was like basically like if you do what you got to do.
I'll be
Like-
honest. I think that's the scene I dozed off on.
This guy.
Because no, seriously.
Come on.
Because all of a sudden the mom had the ring and shit like that, and I was just like, and I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, so clearly his character died. So I'm like, I'm assuming that he died in a fight with Lucius.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
But listen, it was dark. It was at night. Okay, I
What
told
you go do? To fucking driving or something?
No, I went to. I was in Seattle. Fucking,
It's always dark in the movie theater.
alone?
I was alone. 9 o'clock.
Why you think-
Listen, 9 o'clock in Seattle is midnight in Florida. So by the
Okay.
time that scene comes, it's probably like 1:30 in the morning, and I was work. Man, shut up! Don't judge me. What
I'm
happened?
about to say, come on now.
Or with somebody else. The fact that you went alone, you knew you was gonna fall asleep.
No, I went alone because it's nighttime, it's late, and everybody else is trying to go to sleep because they got work. I'm like, yo, I got to watch this movie for the pod, so I got to take care of business.
Well, see, I can't completely agree with that because there's one movie that's like 3 hours long, and I'm not talking about Avengers. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. I put it on the plane when I was flying to Germany, and I was tired as shit, and I was like, I'll just start it, and I know I'm gonna fall asleep. But that movie kept me hooked from the front to the back. I realized I watched it like all the way through.
Well, I guess you know how I feel about this movie then.
But that wasn't the doze off part though. You know what I'm saying?
Clearly it was, because that's what happened. You trying to tell me that ain't the part where I'm supposed to doze off, when clearly that's the part where I doze off. Come on.
So Mikaze, did you just fall asleep and wake up like?
I woke up, and when I woke up, I forget what scene it was, but I remember that she had the ring. I think she might have been taking the ring off to give to the guy so he can go get the army. And I was just like, okay, so I think this dude died. So just story wise, I'm like, okay, I'm assuming he had to go fight Lucius in the fucking thing. I don't know what the motivation was to put him in there.
Damn.
God, listen.
Damn.
I mean, hey man, I'm not gonna lie.
You gonna make me drink
I'm
again.
get tired. I'm like, I've gone to a live wrestling show for another company, and I was hard cam, and I fell asleep because I was so
sometimes
partying.
Sometimes that happens.
I mean, if you're tired, you're tired. That's different. But come on, you talk about those dark movie theater. That's where high school kids go to practice their sexuality. It's always dark. That's nothing new.
How do we get on this?
It was late. It was dark. It was late.
Look, come on now. Y'all ain't never have fun in movie theater.
But listen, I'm not going to talk about what I've done.
I'm not going to incriminate myself in anything.
Chris trying to set us up.
I go to the movie theaters to watch movies, sir.
Now.
Yeah. I saw Treasure Planet because I was very invested in the film.
Same way, I can't even tell you what movie I saw, but I know it was good. It felt really good.
Was Creed playing in the background?
No, you know the $2 movie theater in Springfield? That was a sex hotel. It just wasn't called that. Oh man.
Okay, so this movie, how do you think it stacks up against the first Gladiator?
I think it's on par, just a little under.
Yeah,
Why?
definitely.
Why?
Why? Because the cinematography was still great, and the writing team and the production team were still behind it, and they were able to do something that a lot of movies forget to do, which is make the plot make sense. Basically, why we need a sequel. This is why we need a sequel. What's going on? Now they're making a third one. It's already greenlit. I don't know how they're going to put that one together, because what happens? Somebody else is going to try to take Rome, because we got our happy ending. You know what I mean? Like, happy if you're a Rome enthusiast. Like,
yeah.
Let's see, he finds another love, and then somebody tries to challenge him, which is also a different story that could be told. And I don't know if it belongs in the Gladiator universe, but like to be told from the other side, where you're the emperor and somebody's trying to challenge you, you know.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there should be a third one. I think the way the second one ended was good. Of course, I feel like it still didn't live. It lived up to the first one, but not like on the same level. Like Mark said, a little under.
Mhm.
But I think it should stop right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't really remember the
We
first
know
one.
you like. We know you don't like it, Makai.
No. It was the stuff I saw.
No,
I was entertained.
it's so weird that the man that wears tights for a living can't take a fight scene with skirts and shit.
Listen, I can't take a fight scene with skirts. I'm not trying to do it at 1 a.m. All I'm saying. But no, like
what if
I
you
think,
book for a late indie?
So here's the thing. I think I was entertained, but like if I'm comparing it to the first one, what I remember from the first one, I think they went a little too big on this one with some of the elements to it. Again, the water fight and the monkey stuff, where it's like the first one. At the end of the day, there was a brutality and a realness to it. Like it felt authentic to to what your idea of the Colosseum is, you know. And in this one, it kind of felt like a little more entertainment value. That's all.
I think it's a popcorn movie. I think it's probably the first movie in a while that made money outside of Moana 2.
Yeah, Moana 2 killed it.
Moana 2's out already?
Yeah. Come on, it's animated. You should know this, Chris.
There's so much shit going on right now.
I wanted to see Moana 2. I almost went. I was invited to a presser. I didn't go because it's cold and
You get your hair done?
What you said?
I said you were getting your hair done.
Now that it's winter and it gets dark early, I'd rather stay home, bro. Couch, you know.
I feel that. All right, final thoughts on Gladiator 2.
Go ahead, Mark. You're the guest. You got first name.
I liked it. If there was a scale, I give it an 8 out of 10. Then go see it. For Denzel, go see it if you're a fan of the first one. You know, I was quite entertained, unlike Mikazi, who was
I said I was entertained.
He fell asleep.
Just because I dozed off, don't mean I wasn't entertained.
You could have just told us that you didn't doze off, man.
Listen, I'm trying to be. I'm authentic.
Especially at the part where you doze off at. That's like weird.
No, I did because you guys were talking about it. I'm like, I don't remember this. That must have been the part I dozed off.
But in your defense, I know you was traveling and everything else. So
see, look, this man tired fucking recording, and he on camera.
I'm not, bro. I yawned. It's not doesn't mean that I'm tired.
Yeah.
My final thoughts. I did like the movie. Again, I recommend seeing it, especially if you're a fan of the first one. I don't think you'll be disappointed, but I think you'll agree that the first one was definitely better. My opinion.
Yeah, I'd actually want to go back and see it because the stuff I saw I did like, but it did feel a little. It did feel a little.
The stuff I saw the first 10 minutes of it.
Now just making stuff up.
No, like
I didn't care for it, but you know what? I do want to see it. I thought it was really
because I want to see it as I want to see if it's like if it just lives up to it. Whatever. Fuck you. Second of all, but I did feel like it felt like there was a lot. I don't remember I don't quite remember the whole plot of the first movie, but it felt like there was a lot going on in this one. You know, where like. Again, at the end, it felt like it all tied together nicely. But I remember in the beginning, I'm like,
a lot of different plot points,
yeah,
and everything going on. But that's like the standard movie thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. When I was watching, I was like, okay, like I get why they made, why they use, Maximus's son. But in the end, I was like, oh, like it's another, the son comes back, the long lost son comes back to take the fucking,
prodigal son, baby.
Hold on, wait. I do got a question before we cut off. How'd you feel about that? Because in the first one, they you can definitely see that the queen had a thing for Maximus, but they never. I don't even think they shared a kiss, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So for this one, to have the plot twist of that's his son, that means that Maximus was cheating on his wife.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
They said it because Maximus's kids are younger than the son. Remember, the little boy was in the first one. That was the one that kept asking Maximus about, like, how does it feel to be a gladiator and everything. And that's when if you go back and watch it, I watched it recently. they have a conversation and they give you exposition that tells the audience that they used to be lovers, husband, and then her husband died. So the timing of them breaking up and her marrying the guy that they kind of alluded in the first one, like they said in the throwaway line here that he preferred men over his wife. It's kind of like a Roman thing. So the reason Maximus never claimed that kid is because he didn't know about it until she told him like halfway through the movie, and that's why.
So she does tell him in the first one.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Russell Crowe says, you guys are safe now.
Hold on. Chris, this is supposed to be one of your favorite movies.
Look, I don't remember
that? And you getting on me? Falling asleep on a movie that I don't really,
I ain't fall asleep on it, but I ain't fall asleep on it, but I don't remember her saying that Maximus was the baby daddy.
You're supposed to be able to recite that whole movie. That's the closest to a brother is in that movie. Got a kid that he ain't owning up to.
Top of that, in the second one, they gave us the scene.
Oh God! I mean, the second one they gave us the scene, which, like I said, I liked the way they tied it in, but I just didn't remember a reference in the first one that there could have been something there.
It was referenced like a couple times. They didn't outright say directly.
Listen, I don't trust a man who says a movie is his favorite and can't fucking recite it front to back, side to side.
I don't trust a man that wears a brand of a drink he doesn't drink.
I drink Coke Zero all the time. I know you. Maybe your braids is too tight. You don't remember, bro.
Look,
I like Coke Zero too.
That's not Coke Zero, and I don't trust no man that's under 5 feet tall. Just say.
Wow.
Listen, the only reason you are authentic right now is because I know that's like some cheap ass gold chain you got on.
This came straight from the machine.
Yeah, you got it at the truck stop. You took the dog part off, and you're like, all right, let me get.
You know what's funny about that? Just like change the subject. I done seen so many dudes walk around, and dude have this big ass chain on them. He used to do something. Then a week later, I see that shit tarnished. Like, oh shit! Yeah. Come on, man, just take it off. Just take it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I wear fucking beads.
No, you got a Haraju ring.
Let me ask you this, Mikaze. Is jewelry big in your company? Do people rock like?
Yeah. Bro, last night Kofi came out with a Majin chain.
Is that something that he wears like for TV? I get it, but like you're not seeing him like in dinner and he's like
No, but there are people there that will wear jewelry and stuff like that, like Usos, Tez. Yeah, they all.
Okay. So, I remember back in the day, Stone Cold always had a necklace on, and The Rock always did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like nothing over the top, like trying to show off. It was just like their necklace. You know what I'm
saying?
Yeah, like baseball players. But
yeah,
I just like, to me, like every time I see a chain out in the wild, not yours, but like a chain,
he's out in the wild,
like with a piece, like like back in the like early 2090s. I'm like, where you come from? Like, are you going to a regular job, like pieced up? Like,
I don't think any of them. I don't see anybody wearing anything like that. But I think most of it comes from the fact that, like, for lack of a better description, like these guys are in and out of gyms all the time, always changing into their wrestling stuff. Like sometimes it's just a hassle taking that shit on and off all the time.
Yeah,
like you only wear.
I know it's all cultural. Like I love jewelry growing up, like as like seeing people rock it, whatever. But I
you and your taco medallion.
I never had a chain. Like the only chain that we have. It's funny. My entire family has it. Like on my nuclear side, like me, my sister, my brother. We all had like what we call the baptism chain. The little like the only comparison is like, remember the chain that Hulk Hogan wore that Andre like ripped off, like a simple little chain with like a cross. Back in the day, that. Well, we always got that, and then like my sister has mine. Like, you know what I mean? Somehow at a certain age, it's gone because an adult took it, and they're like, "All right, you're never wearing this again." Like my nephew's got that too, and they're like in their 20s, and I'm like, "Oh man, that looks." He's like, "Yeah, we all got them." It's like they were like, "Mom has yours from you were a kid," and I was like, "Why does she got it?" It's like, "Cause you lose shit," and I was like, "That's real." Like the only jewelry I ever wear, it's not even jewelry, it's my Apple Watch. Like, and I never was a bracelet guy. Like even if I had money back then, like in the 2000s, like if I was like a rapper, I would probably be the guy that just is super low key because I don't.
You and Big Pun would be in having arguments like I'm the only big brother in rap.
Oh man,
I wish I could rap just for my own entertainment, but I wouldn't like want to be an artist. I leave that to the professional.
Yeah.
so half these professionals ain't professional shit.
Yeah,
Not like they used to be.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, that's the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Once again, it is your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brownick, A-Red 4 Delta.
Your boy Marcos. Just want to say this is my third podcast with no technical issues.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so maybe all the kids are at school. Either all the kids are at school, or you
I like
got
two little fingers.
or you got your internet upgraded, something. But I was gonna make a comment about that because I was like, all right, Marcos is stepping up. All right, we'll catch y'all next week when we come back with another movie. Actually, we're probably gonna be going to the theater for the next movie, so it'll be something more recent. So,
are you gonna go during the day?
Pretty God.
Taking vitamins before you go. Get a nap in, Grandpa.
Bro,
Oh
listen,
shit!
it is what it is. I get the movie in when I can get it in.
It sounds kind of sexual. Get it in when I can get in.
Everything's sexual, you Chris. Ho-hos, fucking snacks, fucking everything.
Yeah, I got. That's my drug of choice.
Oh, for you guys that don't know, Chris is probably a Winnie the Pooh right now. He's just wearing it.
Just slanging it, just
got a bottle of baby oil for no reason.
Oh shit! Oh man!
all right. We out.
I'm a warrior.